if you can hear me and if you can see me, then please type out yes in the chat box. Please type out yes in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to those of you who are typing out yes in the chat box. And thank you so much for being here on time. You being here on time on a Sunday morning just tells me that you're extremely committed to your own personal growth, your own personal development, and you're committed to taking your business to a whole new level. So thank you so much for being here on time, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, what is the objective of today's Game Changers Festival preview? Would you like to know the objective, everybody? If yes, type out yes in the chat box. Awesome. So the objective of today's Game Changers Festival preview is twofold. We have two objectives for today. The first objective for today is to break down for each and every one of you the nuts and bolts of building a high impact and a high income knowledge business. Whether you are an existing trainer, coach, healer, counselor, consultant, or knowledge giver, or whether you are an aspiring trainer, coach, healer, counselor, knowledge giver, this program, this webinar is going to help you understand what are the nuts and bolts of building a high impact and a high income knowledge business. So if you'd love to learn the details, the behind the scenes, the nuts and bolts of how do you build a high impact and a high income knowledge business, type out yes in the chat box. Type out yes in the chat box. Awesome. I already love the energy in the chat box. So those of you who are interacting, let me tell you one thing. The more you immerse your energy, the more you're going to take out from today's learning experience. So that's our first objective for today. Our second objective for today is to share with you an exclusive opportunity to spend 3 days with the best of the best from India at the Game Changers Festival, which is India's largest festival for trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, both existing and aspiring. There is 3 days of immersive experience waiting for you in Bangalore, which I'm going to talk to you about a little later today. And that's an opportunity you don't want to miss if you have anything to do with the training and coaching industry. So these are our two objectives for today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we dive in and get started with the Game Changers Festival preview, I want to make sure that we draw out some ground rules so we all have a seamless learning experience today. So my first request to all of you is to make sure you have a notebook and a pen ready with you and make sure you're making a lot of notes. Today, we have a lineup of 3 amazing speakers where we are going to break down for you what does it take to build a high impact and high income training and coaching business. We don't share the recording of this preview webinar. We expect our participants to participate actively, make notes actively. So make sure you are making notes actively. Are you ready with a notebook and a pen for that? If you're ready, type out ready in the chat box. If you aren't ready, quickly go grab a notebook and a pen because you're going to need it. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those of you who are interacting and typing out ready in the chat box. The second ground rule for all of you is to make sure you finish what you start. Look, be it in life, be it in business, be it at the Game Changers Festival preview. You don't get results only because you start something. You get results when you finish something. How many of you agree? If you agree, type out agree in the chat box. Many people start too many things. They initiate too many things, but they don't take it to a logical conclusion. They don't finish it. So my request to all of you today is to make sure you finish what you start. We start at 10 a.m. India time. We will go on till about 12:30 noon. And those of you who finish what you start, you are the ones who will walk out with clarity of what you need to do to take your training, coaching, healing, knowledge giving business to a whole new level. So if that's a commitment from your side to finish what you start, type out commit in the chat box, everybody. Type out commit in the chat box. I want you to commit to finishing what you start today. Amazing. Now, before we get started, I also want to answer the question of who is today's preview webinar for. So listen to this carefully. Today's preview webinar is only for people who are either aspiring or existing trainers, coaches, healers, consultants, and business owners who use training, coaching as a business growth strategy. So either you want to start a training, coaching, healing, or consulting business, or you're already a trainer, coach, healer, or consultant where you're teaching and imparting knowledge in some way, or you're a business owner who's using training, coaching as a strategy to increase your customer base, to engage with your channel partners, to appoint dealers, distributors, franchisees, only then today's training is relevant for you. So I want you to be very clear who this session is for. If you're an aspiring or existing trainer or coach, or if you're a business owner who's using training or coaching to grow your business, then today's session is relevant for you. If that is clear, type out clear in the chat box. If that is clear, type out clear in the chat box. Awesome. Thank you so much. Which brings me to another important ground rule. I want you to make sure you participate fully if this is the right program for you. I want you to be physically and mentally present. Lock yourself in a room, sit in a no distraction area, engage in the chat box when we ask you to type something, because that is our way of exchanging energy with each other. When you engage and respond in the chat box, that's when you are immersing yourself in this learning process. And those who immerse themselves are the ones who are going to draw out the learning to its fullest potential. So are you ready to keep your energy high and engage fully? If you're ready, type out high energy in the chat box. Type out high energy in the chat box, everybody. Awesome. Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, now that we've understood what is the Game Changers Festival preview about and what are the ground rules we expect from you, we would like to get started with the Game Changers Festival preview by knowing what do you teach. Tell us in the chat box, what is your topic as a trainer, as a coach, as a healer, as a consultant, as a knowledge giver? What are you teaching? Put it out in the chat box, everybody. And if you're an aspiring trainer, coach, healer, or knowledge giver, what do you aspire to teach? Tell us your topic in the chat box. Tell us your topic in the chat box. So I see Vrajangana is into resin art, Asim Kapoor in marketing, Charanya teaches self-improvement, Anjana teaches physiotherapy, Aarti teaches Reiki, Devlina in chakra healing, Suresh in leadership training, Mrudala in parenting, Dinesh's topic is language, Aritra's topic is freelancing, Madhujit teaches personal branding, Santoshi is a preschool coach. Padmanabhan, okay, Padmanabhan's typing high energy. Okay. Rahul Sharma is in investment training. Kavita in accounts and tally training. Pallavi is a life coach. Asim is a brand marketing coach. Mayur in photography. Vani in numerology. Ananya in self-awareness. Devasmita in business growth automation. Sanket is a fire consultant. Sarjeet is in self-love. Tubur is an IT trainer, Prasanna in finance training, Pankaj in marketing training, Yunus in business ethics training, Firdos in business growth training, Monal is a mindset coach, Anuj Gupta is a climate education consultant, Kanaka is a sales coach, Neeta in mindset and clarity coaching, Yash in fitness coaching, Arun in mathematics, CA Pankaj in financial management, Kritika in computer science, Menuka in women empowerment, Hanumant in parenting, Shaktivel in ISO systems training, Rajiv Sahani in soft skills, Anu Yadav in Ayurvedic kitchen setup, Palak in upward communication and leadership, Nayan in fitness. I love the diversity of the topics that we have here today. I'm just going through the chat box. I may not be able to read out all your names, but I'm looking at leadership and motivation, swimming training, health and wellness, wealth coaching, career and self-improvement, finance and investment, Reiki healing, conscious consistency coaching, dietitian teacher, health training, sales coaching, business automation and growth, self-accountability, architecture, digital marketing, solid waste management, meaningful scribbling, financial planning, aspiring to teach sales and management, IELTS training, 10x growth mindset, automobile, sales training, finance, digital marketing, business growth, mudra therapy, mindfulness coaching, career coaching, interior design, insurance, cabin crew training, addressing lifestyle and emotional diseases, business growth. I love the diversity of the group. Love the diversity of the group. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for choosing to be a part of the Game Changers Festival preview today. And I promise you, if you have the right mindset and you're willing to take action, this preview can be a start point of some amazing things to happen in your training, coaching, healing, knowledge giving, or consulting career. So with that, are you ready to get started with today's Game Changers Festival preview? If you're ready, type out ready in the chat box, everybody. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, I've understood the diversity of the topics all of you teach. But before I begin, I just want to do a check with the group. For how many of you, this is your first time with me, like you're attending a session by me, with me for the first time? If it's your first time, type out first in the chat box. Type out first in the chat box. Awesome. Quite a few of you. Wonderful. And how many of you already know me or have attended any of my programs or follow my content on social media? If you already know me, type out know you in the chat box. Type out know you in the chat box. Amazing. So we have a good mix. We have a good mix of debutants who are encountering me for the first time. And we have a good mix of people who also know me. So a very warm welcome to both of you. So before I begin, for the benefit of those who are interacting with me for the first time, is it okay if I give you a quick introduction about who I am, where I come from, what do I do? Okay. If that's okay with you, type out yes in the chat box. Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, firstly, my name is Rajiv Talreja, born and brought up in this lovely city called Bangalore. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 16 years. And over the last 16 years, I have built these 5 businesses and I own 1 celebrity sports team. So to give you a quick introduction about myself, my first venture was Quantum Leap Learning Solutions Private Limited, which I started in the year 2006 as a training and coaching organization. For the first 10 years, we did corporate training. And then for the last 6 years, I have built Asia's largest business coaching company. We are a 70-member team with 40 full-time business coaches where we work with small and medium business owners through one-to-one coaching, where we assign a coach to their business for a period of 1 year and to help them scale up their business. So that's what Quantum Leap does. My second venture was Dreamcraft Events and Entertainment, which I started with my lovely wife, Bhakti. And Dreamcraft is in the space of corporate events where we do conferences, product launch events, award ceremonies, dealer distributor meets for large corporate brands. My third venture was Dreamcatcher Investments, which I set up in 2017 with a vision to invest in startups that have the potential to scale. And back in 2017, I invested in a logistics company with a 20-member team doing a 20 lakh per annum turnover. And in 4 years, we grew that logistics business from a 20-member team to a 2,000-member team, and from a 20 lakh per annum turnover to a 55 crore per annum turnover. And I sold that company last year in 2021 and had a good exit there. And then in 2018, I invested in a sports team called Karnataka Warriors. Down south in India, we have 4 film industries: Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam. The film stars of these 4 film industries compete in a badminton tournament called Celebrity Badminton League. And I own the Kannada film celebrity team that competes in the Celebrity Badminton League because I come from Bangalore and Karnataka is my home state. About a year ago, I set up another startup called Connects.community, where we help business owners generate leads without using social media. And about 8 months ago, I joined an e-commerce startup called Zoozle as a director for strategy and business growth. So this is my background, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an entrepreneur, but what is of significant importance to all of you, okay? What is of significant importance to all of you is that all these businesses that I have built these businesses and I've invested in these businesses through the training and coaching business that I started. I have been able to invest in startups, raise money, take my business to the next level only through my training and coaching business. Now, the reason I'm highlighting this point is because, you know, as trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, many people carry this belief that you can't build a successful training, coaching, healing, and knowledge giving business in India. I used to carry that belief for the first 10 years. Anybody here done corporate training? If you do corporate training, type out me in the chat box. If you've done corporate training or do corporate training, type out me in the chat box. Now, for the first 10 years of Quantum Leap, we used to do corporate training. We used to do leadership programs, soft skills training, sales programs, team building programs, conflict resolution programs for large corporate organizations. For those of you who have done corporate training or do corporate training, would it be fair to say that corporate trainers get paid peanuts in India? If that's a fair statement, type out fair in the chat box. Corporate trainers get paid peanuts in India. I mean, the price point ranges from anywhere between 8,000 rupees for 1 day of training to 25,000 rupees for a day of training. If you have a good profile, then 50,000 rupees for a day of training. And if you are like a micro celebrity, then probably they'll pay you a lakh and a half for a day of training. But the truth is this, majority of the corporate training market in India oscillates in the price band of 8,000 rupees for a day to 25,000 rupees for a day. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is this. For the first 10 years when I did corporate training, my confidence and self-esteem got assassinated every time I would go for a corporate sales meeting. Because I would go in with I can make a difference to people's lives. I can impact people's lives. But then the HR would say, your price is too high. Our budget is only 15,000 rupees for 1 day of training. If you can take it, let us know. Otherwise, we'll go with some other trainer. And when you are constantly facing this kind of a feedback, then you become desperate for business and you take up any project at any price. How many of you have done that? If you've done that, type out me in the chat box. See, today is not a day for us to be ashamed of the mistakes or the challenges that we face. Today is the day for us to understand how do we break through these challenges, right? And in fact, I used to always say this to people. See, when you do a corporate training program, at the end of the session, you feel so proud, you feel so happy because participants come up to you and say, you changed my life, sir. Too good today's training was. You opened my eyes. You feel good at the end of the training. But when you go back home and you check your bank statement, it doesn't make you feel good. I have seen so many trainers and coaches fall into the trap of having very high job satisfaction from this business, but very low job satisfaction from this business. If you know what I'm talking about, type out true in the chat box. The job satisfaction is high. When you do trainings, when you do coaching sessions, when you do counseling sessions, when you do consulting sessions, you feel great. But the job satisfaction then kills your confidence. So ladies and gentlemen, the reason we've created this Game Changers Festival preview for all of you today is because we want to break down for you the path of how do you build a high impact and a high income training and coaching business. How many of you would like to understand that path today? If you'd like to understand that path today, type out path in the chat box. Because if you don't understand the path of building a high impact and high income business, you fall into this trap where you're addicted to this business because you love teaching, you love coaching, you love counseling, you love healing, you love making a difference to people's lives. But while you're taking this journey of making a difference to people's lives, if you don't understand how to build a high impact and high income training and coaching business, you end up feeling like a hypocrite over a period of time. And this passion turns into poison because you feel like, hey, I am impacting people's lives, but my life is not changing. Have you ever had that thought or that feeling? If you have had that thought or feeling, type out me in the chat box. And that's what we want to help you break through today. For me, my journey in this industry over the last 16 years can be broken into two parts. The first 10 years, which I call the suffering years, and the last 6 years, which I call the blessing years. Because in the last 6 years, I've been able to turn around my business model, and be able to build an entrepreneurial empire that I'm proud of today. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with the first topic of today's Game Changers Festival preview. And the first topic of today's Game Changers Festival preview is the 4 types of knowledge givers. So write this heading in your notebook, and we're going to break down for all of you what are the 4 types of knowledge givers, so you can assess and evaluate where you stand, and you can identify what do you need to change in the way you're going about building your training, coaching, healing, consulting, or knowledge giving business. So make sure that you write this heading down. Once you're done writing this heading, type out done in the chat box. Suraj, we don't share the recording of this training. It's a live preview session, so you got to participate actively. Awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to draw out a y-axis in your notebook, and write marketing and selling, and draw out an x-axis like you see on the slide, and write content design and delivery. As you see on the slide, below the heading of 4 types of knowledge givers, draw a y-axis that reads marketing and selling, and an x-axis that reads content design and delivery. Once you're done drawing that and writing these words on the line, type out done so I can elaborate on what I mean by these 4 types of knowledge givers. And if you're attending this training from your phone, you may have to swipe left or right on Zoom so that you can see the slide. Awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, listen to this carefully. When we are talking about building a high impact and a high income training and coaching business, firstly, what you need to understand is this: marketing and selling skills will determine the income you generate. Agree? If you're good at marketing, you're good at selling, you will be able to generate a good amount of income from this business. But if you don't like marketing, you are not good at marketing, you're not good at selling, then your income gets compromised. So marketing and selling is your income skills. It's your income skills. Whereas in this industry of knowledge giving, as a trainer, coach, healer, counselor, consultant, in this industry of knowledge giving, the quality of the content you design and the quality of your delivery skills, be it training, coaching, facilitation, that determines the quality of impact you will create on your participants, on your audience. Agree? So the quality of the content and the quality of the delivery, these two elements will determine the impact you will create. So marketing and selling is income skills. Content design and content delivery is impact skills. Clear? If that is clear, type out clear in the chat box. In fact, you can write that next to marketing and selling, you can write income skills, and below content design and delivery, you can write impact skills. So for anyone to build a successful training and coaching business, you got to master both these elements. And that's where I want to show you the 4 types of knowledge givers in the training, coaching, healing, knowledge giving businesses. The first type of people in the training, coaching, and knowledge giving business are people whose marketing skills and selling skills are poor, and their content design and content delivery skills also are not that great. Now, these are people who are either just starting a training and coaching business, or these are people who started, but they are stuck in struggling in the training and coaching business. So like you see on the slide, on the lower quadrant of marketing and selling and the backward quadrant of content design and delivery, I'd like you to write down starter or struggler. Write down starter or struggler in your notebooks. Typically, these are people who are in the initial stages of their journey and they are trying to figure out what should I teach, who is my target audience, how should I make a difference to people's life, or they are starting but they don't know how do I get clients, how do I build my personal brand, how do I generate leads consistently, how do I close deals consistently. So typically these are the kind of people who are either in the starting stages or they've started but they have not developed these capabilities, so they're in the struggling stage. Now, how many of you feel, and there's, like I said, there's nothing to be ashamed of, it's a journey for people. How many of you feel this describes your current situation today, where you're either a starter or you're a struggler? If you fall into these categories, then type out whether you're a starter or a struggler. Okay, Disha says, yes, that's totally me. Anu says me. Firdos says me. Okay, quite a few of you who are highlighting you're a starter. Pankaj says starter. Dinesh Shetty says struggler. Bharti says struggler. Okay, Himanshu says me. Payal Tareja says starter. Okay, we are seeing people who are at that stage. Now, I'll tell you the typical challenge when you're just getting started as a trainer, coach, healer, knowledge giver, or as a consultant, or when you're stuck in struggles. The typical challenge is you don't know where to start. You feel stuck. You are wondering, should I go for a train the trainer program and learn training skills? Should I do a coaching certification and learn coaching? Should I learn how to create content design by doing a content design certification? Should I learn how to do digital marketing? Should I learn how to optimize organic content on social media platforms? Should I learn email marketing? Should I learn B2B marketing? Should I learn how to optimize on LinkedIn or YouTube? This is a stage where you feel overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. How many of you can relate to that? If you can relate to that, type out me in the chat box. Where the desire is there to build a knowledge-giving business, but the direction is missing. The direction is missing. There's overwhelm, there's confusion, there is a lack of clarity, there's a lot of chaos in the mind. Days are going very, very unproductive, right? So this is typically the stage of a starter or a struggler whose marketing and selling skills are poor, whose content design and delivery skills also are poor. Then you come across the second type of knowledge givers. Listen to this carefully. The second type of knowledge givers are called survivors. They are called survivors, and I'll tell you why. If you see in the graph, survivors are poor in marketing and selling. Okay, so they're low on marketing and selling, but they're very good on content design and content delivery skills. Now, these are the kind of people who are good trainers and coaches. They have good content, they have depth, they have subject matter expertise, but at the same time, okay, while they have good content knowledge, subject matter expertise, delivery skills, coaching skills, training skills, facilitation skills, at the same time, the challenge with these people is they don't have the marketing and selling skills. In fact, some of them have a marketing and selling allergy. How many of you can relate to that? If you can relate to that, type out me in the chat box. Your content is great, your capability is great, your subject matter expertise is amazing, your delivery skills are amazing, but marketing and selling, you prefer to run away from it. It's like almost like it's an animal that you get scared of. And I'll tell you what happens with such people. The challenge with survivors is this. They don't know how to structure 3 elements in their business. Write these 3 elements down. Don't know how to structure the business model. Don't know how to structure marketing. Don't know how to structure sales. Write this down, then type out done in the chat box. I'll elaborate on each one of these elements. Don't know how to structure business model, marketing, and sales. If you're done writing that, type out done in the chat box. Awesome. So consider this, ladies and gentlemen. Consider this very carefully. Listen to this. Survivors are typically people who have great content knowledge, great expertise in their topic or domain. They're good at delivering. They have a great intent, great heart. They genuinely want to make a difference to their clients. They want to impact their clients. But their business skills are very poor. Their business skills are poor because firstly, they don't have a workable, profitable business model. What do I mean by a workable, profitable business model? Survivors are typically people who will teach any topic to anyone. They don't know who is the right customer. And what do I mean by the right customer? The right customer is the person who has the money, who has the authority to make a decision on how they spend that money, and who has the need for the topic that you are teaching. So only the person who has the money, authority, and need, we call it the man, M-A-N. Only the person who has the money, authority, and need for your training, for your coaching services is the right customer. Now, if you don't know who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need for my training and coaching, if you don't know that, you will end up teaching anything to anyone. And when you teach to people who have the need, but they don't have the money to pay, you end up doing charity. How many of you have done that? If you've done that, type out me in the chat box. When you only encounter customers who have the need for what you have to teach, but they don't have the money, you end up doing charity. On the other hand, if you only target people who have the money, but they don't have the need, you end up with a lot of rejections because what you are teaching and offering is not relevant to them. If that makes sense, type out makes sense. See, if you're only targeting people who have the money, but they don't need what you're teaching, then you get high rejections because what you're teaching is not relevant to them. So when it comes to structuring a profitable business model, there are 3 elements you need to take care of. The first element is knowing who the right customer is, who has the money, authority, and need. The second element is knowing what product or service are they willing to spend their money on. What product or service are they willing to spend their money on? Your product or service needs to solve their problems, needs to fulfill their needs, needs to fulfill their desires. And if your product or service, your course, your workshop, your coaching, your counseling, your healing is not solving their problem, not fulfilling their need or desire, then you're selling something which is irrelevant to them. You're selling something which is irrelevant to them. So the second element of a profitable business model, after knowing who the right customer is, having the right product or service. And the right product or service is a product or service that is solving a problem or fulfilling a need for which your customer is willing to spend money. If that is clear, type out clear in the chat box. Solving a problem or fulfilling a need or a desire for which people are willing to spend their money. Like I'll give you an example of an irrelevant problem being solved. I had a client once, a trainer from Kolkata, and he said, Rajiv, I want to teach business owners business ethics. That's what he said. I want to teach business owners business ethics. And he was going out in the market, meeting business owners, but he was not able to close deals. He was not able to get clients. Do you want to know why? Let me tell you why. Think about it. You all are business owners. If a trainer comes and says, I will teach you business ethics, according to you, you are already ethical. Yes or no? According to you, you are already ethical. So in your head, that is not a need. That is not a problem that you would like to solve or spend money on. See, now the topic sounds very virtuous. This topic sounds very nice. But the truth is, the target audience doesn't see it as a need. The target audience doesn't see it as a problem. Is this making sense, everyone? So when it comes to creating a profitable, workable business model, identify who's the right customer, who has the money authority need. Create a product or service that people are willing to spend money on, which solves their problem or fulfills their need or desire. And the third element of your business model is your price point. So right to the right customer, the right product or service at the right price. That's when you have a workable, profitable business model. Now, what do I mean by the right price point? Next to the right price point in your notebooks, write down profitable and competitive. In your notebooks, write that next to right price. I'm giving you the three elements of a workable, profitable business model. Right customer, which is the person who has a money authority need. Right product or service, which is something people are willing to spend money on, which solves their problem or fulfills their need. And third, right price point, profitable and competitive. Now, why did I make you write profitable and competitive next to the right price point? Listen to this carefully. Whatever you offer as a training session, as a video course, as a coaching package, as a workshop, as a retreat, as a mastermind group, whatever you are offering, the price point needs to be such where it's profitable for you and competitive for the customer, where the customer should feel, yes, this is value for money. The customer should feel this is value for money, and you need to know that this will help you make money. That for the number of deals you close or number of clients you get in a month, you will be able to sustain your lifestyle and also have surplus for yourself. That's when it's profitable for you. So these are the three elements of a workable business model. Right customer, right product, right price point. That's when you have a workable business model. How many of you, through these three elements, were able to scan your existing training, coaching, healing business and identify what area you need to work on? If you were able to identify what area you need to work on, type out me in the chat box. Awesome. So one element is your business model. The other element, as a survivor, now listen to this carefully. If you're good at your topic, if you have great subject matter expertise, if you're good at training skills, you're good at coaching skills, beyond that, you need to be good at business skills. And in business skills, we spoke about the business model. The second important business skill is marketing. Now, what is the job of marketing? The job of marketing is to grab attention of your target customer, establish your credibility in the eyes of the target customer, create curiosity for your training programs, for your coaching products, and generate leads for you. Agree? That's the job of marketing. To grab attention, establish credibility, create curiosity, and generate inquiries. That's the core work of marketing in your training and coaching business. And the job of sales is to turn the inquiry into a client, to turn the lead into a deal. So sales does the closing part. Marketing does the inquiry generation part. Are we all clear on that? Now, consider this. I have seen so many people who are good at what they teach. They're amazing teachers, amazing coaches, amazing facilitators, mentors. But they don't like marketing and selling. How many of you fall under that category where you don't like marketing and selling? Where in your head it's like, Rajiv, get me the client, I'll create transformation. But please don't ask me to do marketing and selling. Quite a few of you are typing out me. So I have a question to you. Can I be brutally honest to all of you? Can I be brutally honest to all of you? Do I have the permission? Yes. I'm going to say something that may hit hard, but please know that I don't intend to hurt any one of you personally, but I'm going to say something that's going to hit hard. Listen to this carefully. If you don't like marketing and selling, and you don't want to learn marketing and selling, then you have no business to be in business. Then you rather get a job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bare naked truth. You may be good at what you do. You may be amazing in training, coaching, healing, and facilitation. But if you've chosen the path of being an entrepreneur here, and you're not willing to embrace marketing and selling, you're doing injustice to yourself. Because I'll tell you what, you're only going to feel like a social activist in this industry because you are good at training and coaching, but you're not good at marketing and selling. You'll see other trainers and coaches who are building their brand on social media, doing webinars, workshops, selling their products to so many people. And you look at them like an armchair activist and you'll feel like these people are making this industry commercial. Baba, they're not making it commercial. They're doing justice. They're spreading their knowledge. You are hiding somewhere. That's the problem. Here's what I know about people who don't like marketing and selling. What I know about people who don't like marketing and selling is either they are incompetent in marketing and selling, that's why they don't like it, or they're egoistic. They've given themselves an invisible crown saying, I'm the best. Why should I market and sell? If I am good at what I do, people should come and ask. So there's an invisible crown of ego. Or these are people who are cowards. They can't hear a no. So they can't sell. You're like, no. What if I start promoting and then I don't get sales or I get rejections? Then my heart will break. Then you need training and coaching, my friend. You don't become a trainer and coach. First, toughen up yourself. If you don't like marketing and selling, you're either incompetent or you're too egoistic or you are cowardly. And to add to that, you're also selfish because you've been blessed with the capability of subject matter expertise in a domain, but you're not spreading that knowledge because you're not marketing and selling yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reality. If you want to be an entrepreneur, not just in this industry, but in any industry, you got to fall in love and you got to learn marketing and selling. You got to fall in love and you got to learn marketing and selling. Now, some of you may say, but Rajiv, can't I just hire people for marketing and selling? All I will say is TRY, try. If you don't know how to sell, you can't develop others to sell. If you don't know how to market, you can't develop others to market. That's a simple rule. Marketing and selling is a core skill of being an entrepreneur. Is this making sense? So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are survivors, I want you to know one thing. You can't build your training and coaching business just on word of mouth referrals. If you're building a business just on word of mouth referrals and your goodwill, you can't control how many inquiries you will generate per week, per month, how many clients you'll generate per week, per month. You'll just be a survivor. Some months will be Diwali, other months will be Diwala. You have inconsistent income patterns. And over a period of time, you will start believing that it's not possible to build a successful training and coaching business, which is not true. Which is not true. So I want you to embrace that your next level, if you fall under the survivor category where you have great content delivery skills, you have great content design skills, your next level is to learn how to structure your business model, how to do marketing, how to do selling. If you got that type, I got it. That's your next level. Word of mouth is not good enough. And you sitting there with your invisible crown of ego saying, but I'm good at what I do, so why should I market? Marketing is cheap, okay? I'm telling you, no, you are just scared. You're just scared. Okay? So that's for the survivors. Then you have the third type of knowledge givers. These are the dangerous ones. The third type of knowledge givers are people who are extremely good at marketing and selling, but they suck at content design and delivery. Typically, these are internet marketers who are disguising themselves as trainers and coaches. And they end up being a scam. Because they're only good at marketing and selling. They don't know how to design meaningful content. They don't know how to deliver meaningful content. They don't know how to facilitate meaningful change. And they end up being a scam. These are the kind of people who sell dreams to people. They sell dreams saying, join my course and grow your business by 10 times in 90 days. Join my nutrition program and lose weight in 21 days. Join my course and never have fights in your relationship, in your marriage. This is all total crap. Huh? Sometimes I wonder, these people are God or what? Because they pretend to be God, they pretend to sell dreams to people saying, I'll fulfill your dream. Look, I have a simple rule in this industry. If you sell dreams, you will attract idiots. Remember that. It's a very tempting thing, huh? To learn from such mentors and gurus. They'll tell you, wear a 3-piece suit, go to Dubai and do a photo shoot, stand in front of Burj Khalifa like Shah Rukh Khan and spread your arms. Stand in the parking lot of Dubai Mall next to the Lamborghinis and all of that and say, this is my ride for today. Look, these American gimmicky marketing strategies don't work in India. Indians are far more intelligent and diligent with their money. And if you choose this path of selling dreams to people in whatever topic that you're doing, be it business, be it wealth creation, investing, trading, life coaching, abundance, whatever. If you end up selling dreams, you will attract an audience filled with idiots. These are the kind of people who will pay for your courses because they are seduced by your dream. They are not committed to making changes. They are not committed to taking action. They pay for courses because they're seduced by your dream. And then after that, they don't take responsibility, they don't take action, and they come back and blame the trainer saying, but he told after his course, I'll be successful. I have a simple philosophy. There's one thing I've learned in the last 16 years of being in this industry. Never sell dreams to people. Sell attitude, skills, and knowledge to people and demand commitment from your participants that, hey, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. I can teach you attitude, skills, and knowledge. You have to commit to implementing this attitude, skills, and knowledge. If you are, then we are made for each other. Otherwise, please don't come to my program. If you sell attitude, skills, and knowledge, and you demand action commitment from your participants, then you'll attract leaders, not idiots. If that makes sense, that makes sense. Then you'll attract leaders, people who are willing to take responsibility for their health, people who are willing to take responsibility for their business, people who are willing to take responsibility for their career or their relationships or their finances. You don't have to work with those who want get rich quick methods, lose weight fast methods, be happy in relationship all the time methods. Those things don't exist. They are not real. But the scamsters, they don't understand this. They like exploiting the vulnerabilities of people. They like standing in front of a Mercedes Benz and making a video about their webinar or workshop. They sell hope to people. And I always say, if you sell hope to vulnerable people, you will not earn money. You will earn curses of people. Baddua lagti hai. So be aware and don't become one of this or don't fall into the trap of one of this. Because the key is this. These are the kind of people who don't know how to facilitate meaningful impact. They are just selling something because it will add value to their funnel and they'll make money. Is this making sense? It's a dangerous and a dirty game when you only are good at marketing and selling, but you don't know how to create meaningful content. You don't know how to deliver meaningful content. In fact, most of these people who are scams are copy-paste content creators. They just copy-paste from other people's courses, then rehash it with their marketing gimmicks, and they sell it to people. They don't even have depth of what they are talking about. Is this making sense? So stay away from this. Don't even follow this path. Don't even follow this path. Which brings me to the fourth type of knowledge givers. The fourth type of knowledge givers are superstars. These are people who are marketing and selling proactively and consistently, and they're doing it well. And yet they have great content, great delivery skills, and they're making a meaningful difference in people's lives. And that's the ideal quadrant to reach, where you're good at what you teach, you make a meaningful difference in your participants' life, you have a great journey to handhold your participants to make a change, and they know how to market and sell as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to learn what are the ingredients to build a superstar business, a high impact and high income training and coaching business in this industry? Would you like to learn that? Awesome. So I'm going to list a bunch of skills for all of you right now, which I call the nuts and bolts of building a high impact and high income training and coaching business. So I'm going to break down for you what are the critical skills you need to master. Make a note of these. The first critical skill that you need to get right as a trainer, coach, healer, or a knowledge giver is you need to get right your business funnel. What do I mean by your business funnel? How do you attract the right audience? And once you attract the right audience, what is the journey you take them through till you help them achieve a tangible result? So right from attracting the right audience to the journey to help them achieve a tangible result. Now you may have a video course as an introduction or a free seminar as an introduction. Then you may have a workshop where you teach the knowledge and skills. Then you may have a one-to-one coaching package where you're customizing the learning and hand-holding people. Or you may have a mastermind group where you're making sure people are a part of a community, and in that community, they are holding each other accountable and taking action one step at a time. You need to have a journey defined on how will you get people in and how will you take people through the learning process till they achieve a tangible result. If that makes sense, type out yes in the chat box. That's your business funnel. Like in my case, I'll give you an example. In my case, I work with small and medium business owners. So when I work with small and medium business owners, I have a 2.5-hour introductory workshop for 99 rupees for people to come and test and taste my training and coaching content. So people come for a 2.5-hour 99 rupees or a 4-hour 99 rupees. And then after that, those who resonate with me, those who find value in what I'm going to teach, they register for a 3-day workshop of mine called a business space program. Then for those who come to the business space program, they learn management at the business space program. Now, if they want to learn other skills like marketing, sales, operations, then they sign up for my advanced courses of marketing, sales, and for business model acceleration. And then from there, if the entrepreneur wants personalized coaching, then they sign up for a high value coaching. Now, this is a funnel. This is a journey. And at each level of the journey, people get way more value than the money they invest. When someone comes for a 99 rupee course, they get content worth 9,999. When someone comes for a 9,999 rupee 3-day workshop, they walk out of it telling that this course should be charged 99,999. So at each level, there's a logical next step to help the client achieve a tangible result. That's a business funnel. Is this making sense, everyone? And there are multiple ways of creating a business funnel. I'm just giving you an example of one way, which is my way. There are multiple ways. Now, once you decide the right business funnel, then you need to have strategies to build your list. What do we mean by building your list? Okay. What we mean by building your list is you need to keep adding prospect customers. You need to build a database of prospect customers who have the money, authority, and need. For this, you need to have certain strategies where you're constantly nurturing prospects. Is this making sense? How many of you agree? Every business needs this. Every business needs list building strategies. And in this business, it's a necessity. You need to have specific strategies to build lists. And apart from building lists of prospect customers, you also need to increase your reach by optimizing organic content on Instagram, YouTube, or podcasting. See, let me make it very clear to all of you. If you're a trainer, if you're a coach, if you're a healer, if you're a counselor, if you're a consultant, if you're any kind of knowledge giver, you could be a doctor, you could be a chartered accountant, you could be a lawyer, you could be a business owner who's looking for franchisees, who's looking for distributors and dealers for a product. If you're in any kind of knowledge giving business, if you are not present on social media and you're not adding value to people and building your personal brand, if you're not optimizing your content on Instagram, YouTube, and podcasting, then it's like not having an Aadhaar card, a voter ID, and a passport. You basically then don't exist in the industry. This is the basic to make sure that you are putting out organic content, videos, infographics, blogs, posts. You're putting out organic content consistently, sharing your knowledge, adding value to people for free so that those who resonate with you identify you and then follow you and then eventually become your customers. How many of you agree? Optimizing organic content on Instagram, YouTube, and podcasting is a critical skill for any trainer, coach, healer, knowledge giver. If you agree, type out agree in the chat box. So you need to firstly define the business funnel, the journey. Then you need to have strategies to keep adding people to your list. And you need to have a consistent regime to make sure that your content is getting optimized. You're out there visible, building your personal brand on Instagram, on YouTube, on podcasts, so that people are able to see you visibly. Is this making sense? That's when you exist in the market. Otherwise, you don't exist. Now, as you are building your list and you're organizing and you're optimizing your reach on social media, that's not enough. You got to also have a sales system. Either you sell one-to-one to people, or you sell one-to-many through a webinar or a seminar or a workshop, or you have an automated sales pitch, which is selling automatically to people. How many of you realize, and I've seen a lot of trainers and coaches, they sit and write blogs, they sit and make videos for social media. They're very comfortable with doing that. But when it comes to sales, they run away. No, you got to have a weekly target, monthly target. How many people will I sell to? Either one-to-one or one-to-many through a webinar or a seminar or through an automated format. Is this making sense? So list building will keep adding prospects. Social media content optimization will keep building your personal brand and visibility and reach. Selling is what will bring you customers. Selling what is the most critical activity for you to generate income and get clients. Automated selling could mean that you have a pre-recorded course or a workshop which people can watch at any time, and in that workshop or course you are selling. It's automated. One-to-one means you're sitting with a person, you're meeting prospect clients for a free consulting session, and in that free consulting session, you're offering your services. One-to-many means you're doing webinars, seminars, workshops, and offering a product or service to people. That is where you got to fix your sales process. And it's not just about designing the business funnel, having your list building strategies, optimizing organic content, and having a sales process. You also need to have a high impact coaching system and a framework. You need to have a high impact coaching system and a framework. Debasmita, please bear with me. I have 563 people to add value to. I can't answer an individual's question. Can you please bear with me on that? We'll do question answers later. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about selling and forgetting about things. It's about making sure that once you sell, you have a solid coaching framework and a solid coaching system to make sure that you're teaching the skills and knowledge required to your audience. You're hand-holding them for execution. You're making sure they produce the results that they signed up with you for. Yes or no? So your coaching system has to be strong. You may have layers there. You may have a video course, you may have a live workshop, you may have one-to-one coaching, you may have group coaching, but you need to have a solid coaching system to take your client to the finish line. Which brings me to the most critical element of building a high impact and high income training and coaching business. Before I go to the last element, I have a question for all of you. How many of you realize these are the critical nuts and bolts of building a training and coaching business? If you agree, type out agree in the chat box. You don't have a clear business funnel on bringing people in and taking them through a journey. You don't have list building strategies to add prospects, okay, and nurture them. You are not doing organic content optimization on social media channels like Instagram, YouTube, podcasting. You don't have a sales system, either one-to-one or one-to-many or automated sales. You don't have a strong coaching framework and a coaching system to actually deliver impact for people. Then you're not going to build a successful or high impact, high income training and coaching business. And even after you put all these elements into place, there's one important element that is a necessity if you want to be a somebody in this industry. Would you like to know what that one important element is beyond all these elements? The one important element is your own consistent evolution towards mastery. You need to keep learning. This is a business where the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you grow, the more you can impact more people. If you are not growing, you are not learning, please remember this. In training, coaching, healing, knowledge giving, and counseling, you are the product. So if you are not enhancing your capabilities, then that product becomes outdated after some time. You got to be a lifelong learner if you're serious about building a high impact and a high income training and coaching business. If you agree, type out agree in the chat box. And it doesn't matter what's happening outside in the market. You don't have to be unique. You have to be authentic and effective. As long as you're authentic and effective, you will shine. You will rise. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the nuts and bolts of building a high impact and a high income training and coaching business. Question for all of you. Out of these elements that I've shared with you, what elements do you need to develop your skills and knowledge in based on where you stand today? What elements? Type out for me in the chat box. Which one of these elements do you need to build your knowledge and skills in? Type out in the chat box. Sandeep says funnels. Mayank Ahuja says all these elements. Neeta says selling. Bharti says courage. Firdo says all. Sabina says all. Mayur says all. Okay, Yunus says learning more and more. Brinchada says all. Anu says all. Megha Bansal says all. Adar says mostly all. Yash Agarwal says all. Vrajangna says funnel. Sanjit says organic reach. Hanuman says selling. Aritra says selling. Kavita says business funnels. Monal says everything. Nitin says all, frankly speaking. Devasmita says marketing and sales. Dinesh says all. The chat box is bustling. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn these elements, and that's the reason why we are doing today's Game Changers Festival preview. We're doing this Game Changers Festival preview. Why do we call it a preview? Because this is a preview of the main event, which is the Game Changers Festival. The main event, Game Changers Festival, is happening on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of November. And at this main event, there are 7 speakers who are going to cover all these elements in detail that I just showed you. And they're not just going to cover all these elements. The biggest challenge that most trainers, coaches, and healers face is that when they look at all these elements, they feel overwhelmed. How many of you feel that feeling of overwhelm, saying, oh my God, there's so much for me to learn, so much for me to do. I need to learn business funnels also. I need to learn list building strategies also. I need to learn YouTube also. I need to learn about Instagram. I need to learn about podcasting. I need to learn selling one-to-one, selling one-to-many, selling automated. I need to learn about how do I create a coaching system which is high impact. I need to constantly keep evolving. It can get overwhelming for people because most trainers, coaches, healers, and knowledge givers are solo entrepreneurs. And that is our biggest objective of the Game Changers Festival. That's our biggest objective, to kill the overwhelm. How many of you would like to learn each one of these topics from experts who've been there and done that in a manner where they give you templates and systems for you to follow so you can kill that overwhelm and take action one step at a time and master these elements? If you'd like to do that, type of me in the chat box. So I will talk to you about the Game Changers Festival a little later today. I will talk to you about it a little later today. How many of you would love to spend 3 days physically with us at an event learning these skills? Awesome. So we will talk about that a little later today. But before we go there, we have a lineup of amazing speakers, like I said. Now, while I have set the framework for what you can expect from the Game Changers Festival preview today, I want to introduce my next speaker to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker for today needs no introduction, honestly. If you are an aspiring or an existing trainer, coach, healer, he's the man who's revolutionized the training and coaching industry in India. He's the man who's built India's largest training and coaching organization and platform, where he brings the best of the best speakers and trainers to give Indians access to the best of the best knowledge. For me, it's an absolute privilege to be able to serve on his platform. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our next speaker of the day, Surendran J, the founder and CEO of Success Gyan India. Suren, over to you, Suren.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. I can see the energy buzzing. Your last slide alone is priceless. For any trainer and coach, if they can get that, and if you can work on every aspect of that, their life will completely change. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you so much. Super exciting, guys. I can see the chat buzzing here. I have a quick question to you. And I want you guys to think and answer this question. If you meet any common man and ask him what he wants in life, what do you think will be the answer? Let me reframe it for you. If I ask you, what do you really want right now? What will be the answer? Can you type in the chat box? Okay, I can see peace of mind, money, success, happiness. Okay, what else is coming? Purpose, freedom. Okay. Relationships, perfect. What else do we get? Perfect. I can see a lot of peace of mind in this room. Not bad. Okay. Let me ask the next question. Is there any college or university which will teach all these things which everyone wants right now? Yes or no? No, right? Now, where will these people go? Where will these people go? That is why training and coaching is going to explode in this country. A country of 1.4 billion people, and everyone needs information, knowledge, and today they don't trust a college or university. Okay, how many of you have kids between 15 to 20 years? If you have kids between 15 to 20 years, type me in the chat box. I'm going to ask you one more question. If you have a kid which is going to go to college or who's just started college, all of them ask this question: why should I go to college? If you're a parent, honestly, you don't have an answer, because today Google, Facebook, even if you don't have a college degree, as long as you have a skill set, you can join. So there's a big gap happening in the education industry. It's getting completely disrupted. COVID did this to the education industry, complete disruption now. So the market wants to learn, and the training and coaching industry is going to explode. That's why you're in this room. So if you're a trainer or coach, if you want to start this journey, I want you to get excited. Type excited in the chat box. Now, there's one more flip side to this. Now, what's the flip side? As Rajiv has been saying, because the industry is exploding, there's some marketers who call themselves trainers and coaches and are scamming people. If you agree, type agree. From our analysis, for every good trainer and coach, there's at least 25 to 50 scammers in the market. Now, in Success Gyan Academy, in all the trainers we have been talking about this, and we feel it is our moral responsibility to showcase to trainers and coaches in this country how to build a world-class training and coaching business. Because we don't want scammers to come and ruin our industry. If you agree, type agree. Because we feel this is our moral responsibility. Today you are in this room because of that initiative of Rajiv Talreja and Bhakti. All of you know Rajiv Talreja. He doesn't need to do this. He's got the Asia's largest business coaching business. Asia's largest, not even India's largest. He doesn't need to do this. He is doing this because he feels it's our responsibility to really help trainers and coaches to become world class, so that the scammers can be really moved out of the market. So Rajiv, a big thank you for your initiative. If not for you, we can't do this. And I know it takes a lot of your time to be here, but like what we discuss off screen, we really need to do this. Indian trainers and coaches need this. So big thank you, Rajiv. Okay, now let's get this. Somebody saying, is this recorded? No, Bindu, this is live. We are live here. Okay, now let's get to show. If you can see my screen, just type yes in the chat box. Awesome. I have 15-20 minutes for you. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to run through a few reasons why I do what I do and why Game Changers Festival, you have to be there. And I'm going to tell you because we're going to give you a crazy offer end of today, and it's the cost. There's no profit here. We're just running at cost because it's our mission to create world-class trainers and coaches in India. And I'm going to share this right now. Okay. If you have a chance, please read this research paper by a guy called Angus. This research paper changed my life. Now, this man did a research paper on world economy where he analyzed all the economies of the world from the 1st century to the 19th century. What was surprising? From the 1st century to 16th century, India was the #1 economy. And I want you guys to read and digest this information. For 16 centuries, India was #1 economy. Can you tell me what happened after 16th century? Which changed everything for us. What happened? After 16th century, Britain came to India, and the first thing they did was changed our education system. Education system which we followed till now. Education system which will maximum make you employable. If you agree, type agree. As I told you before, COVID has disrupted our education system. And what we know for sure, in the next 4-5 years, training and coaching is going to become a $350 billion industry. Now, our mission in Success Gan, along with Rajiv and Siddharth, is this. If $350 billion industry is going to happen in the next 5 years, 1 in 8 people in the world is an Indian. That's the average. 1 in 8 people in the world is an Indian. If that's true, from the $350 billion, $45 billion should go to Indian trainers and coaches. If you agree, type agree. Now that's our mission. We want to help trainers and coaches in India to become truly world class so that the world can come and learn from us, and $45 billion from this industry comes to our trainers and coaches. Now that's the reason why we do what we do. Just to give a little background about Success Gan, how many people have been to a Success Gan program? If you've already been to a Success Gan program, type yes. This is the first time you're getting exposed, type no. I can see a lot of yeses in this room, a few no's here. I'm going to run through what we do. We are 10-year-old. We had these 3 guiding principles when we started Success Gan: to bring world-class education at affordable prices, bring the world's best to India, take India's best to the world, make India a land of job creators. For the first 5 years, we used to bring all these world-class trainers to India. Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Les Brown, Harv Eker, Blair Singer, Martini, Dennis Waitley, 50 plus thought leaders have come to India for the very first time through Success Gan. And we used to run physical programs across the country till 2019. In 2019, we did 150 plus seminars across 13 cities, and 50,000 people came to our seminar rooms, physical programs. Then COVID happened, which disrupted our industry also. When COVID happened, I sat with my team and rewrote our mission statement because I felt more than ever people need this education. So this is what we wrote. We want to take this education to every household in the country through technology. And we want to make 8 p.m. in India the learning hour. Normally at 8 p.m. in India, what people do? They watch a news channel. Do you agree that WhatsApp groups, news channel, predominantly what you hear is negative? If you agree, type agree. So we said, can we change the behavior of people? Can we make 8 p.m. in India the learning hour? That's why every Tuesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. we have a brand new podcast. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a brand new video on Success Gan channel. We wanted to change the people to make 8 p.m. the learning hour. If you feel this is exciting, just type LH, learning hour. Because this alone will change the whole trajectory of the people in our nation. 1 hour learning every day. And the most important mission of Success Gan right now is to make India the training capital of the world. It's our mission, our goal. In the next 5 years, we want to create world-class trainers and coaches and make India the training capital of the world. By you being in this room, you're helping us live our mission. So first, a big thank you from Rajit Talreja, Team Success Gan, for you being in this room because you're helping us live our mission. Now, why do we do what we do in Success Gan? And I want you guys to read these lines very carefully. We want to inspire, educate, empower 100 million people to be the best version of themselves in every area of their life. Now, there are two critical things which I want you guys to see here. 100 million people, best version of themselves in every area of their life. Now, why is this? Do you agree that there's no point having tons of money and a bad relationship at home? There's no point having great health but no money. There's no point having money and no relationship. If you agree, type agree. We want people to holistically grow in every area of their life. And the number we are taking is 100 million. Last year, through our programs, we impacted 7 lakh people. Last year. To impact 100 million people, we need to create 10,000 world-class trainers and coaches. If you think you can truly become a world-class trainer and coach, type me in the chat box. That's the reason why you are in this room. That's the reason Sunday morning we could have 100 things. Me, Rajiv, Siddharth are in this webinar. Because we want to show you, inspire you to say that you can be that. Then we want to educate you by giving all the knowledge, skills. Then we want you to empower you so that you can go and make a difference in this world. That's the reason why we do. We want to create 10,000 world-class trainers and coaches. Now, the second reason why we are running this GCF preview. For the Success Gang trainers, it took them 10 years to reach here. For Rajiv, it's more than a 10-year journey. For Siddharth, it's more than a 10-year journey. For all the trainers in this photograph, it's more than a 10-year journey to reach where they are right now. Siddharth, Rajiv and me have sat and said, can we make this journey in 3 years for people in this country now? So if you're in this room, what journey took 10 years for Rajiv, we want to make it in the next 3 years. If you're excited about that and want to make it in the next 3 years, type excited in the chat box, because I really want you guys to understand where we are coming from. Because we want to really show you what works, what doesn't work, what should not be done, what should be done, so that we can cut short your learning curve. Because India needs you more than ever. We don't want scamsters to come and spoil this industry. That's the reason why we're doing. Next 3 years, we want you to reach there. And one more reason why you're doing GCF is because we have a lot of summits happening. If you know Success Gang, we run all these summits free. Super Growth Summit, Women Growth Summit, Career Growth Summit, Business Growth Summit, Trainer Growth Summit. We are looking to work with 100 to 200 trainers. We want to identify these people whom we want to work with. I am sure if you're in this room, you would love to be a Success Gang trainer alongside Rajiv and Siddharth. How many people would want to be a Success Gang trainer? Type SG in the chat box. I really want to see how many people want to be a Success Gang trainer. Where you can speak next to a Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy. We are looking for trainers. The reason being, we have these 5 more summits coming up. Digital Growth Summit, Spiritual Growth Summit, Wellness Growth Summit, Wellness Growth Summit, Fitness Growth Summit. If you are in one of these topics, can you type the topic name? Let me see from which topic you are. Suppose you are somebody who can fit in one of the topics. Which topic? Okay, fitness, somebody. Mega is in digital. Okay, awesome. Chat is buzzing now. Charanya is in wellness. Awesome. So we need you more than ever. That's why we want you to show you this journey so that you can make it in 3 years and we can start working with you. Now, if you want to be a Success Gang trainer, there's a journey you need to go through, a step-by-step journey. I normally share this journey in only one place, in Game Changers Festival. Now, Game Changers Festival is going to be 3 days where you're going to see Siddharth, you're going to see Pooja, you're going to see me, Rajiv, and 7 trainers there to just for one reason, to show you the nuts and bolts how this industry works, make it easy for you to become world class, plus for me to identify by meeting you and get started on the journey. I'm going to tell you step by step what it takes to become a Success Gang trainer so that you can start the journey, and eventually 12 to 36 months from now, we can enroll you and get you started as a Success Gang trainer. So this I'm going to share on GCF 24, 25, 26. This is the only time once a year I share this, because for me, I need to meet you. I need to see you. I need to look at your eye and tell you, this is what it takes to become a Success Gang trainer, so that you get it and you start the journey. If you're excited and want to be a Success Gang trainer, type excited, because I am looking out for you guys. For me, this is mission. Every morning I wake up thinking of only one thing. And I'm going to tell you in my last slide what is that. In 2012, when we started Success Gyan, we wrote a tagline called Inspiring India. That's our tagline. But 5 years from now, we know that we're going to create 10,000 world-class trainers and coaches, and the world is going to come and learn from us. We know that. And India will be the training capital of the world. 5 years from now, when that happens, I want to change the tagline of Success Gyan. From inspiring India, I want to make it Indians inspiring the world. That's the goal. That's the big mission. That's the reason why we wake up every single morning in Team Success Gyan. So I want to thank you guys for being on this journey, for getting started. Today is day 1 of your 3-year journey. And as Rajiv rightly said, if you want to be a world-class trainer, you need to be a lifelong learner. You need to be a student for life, because there's always scope of improving. So I want to see you guys on GCF. We are going to give you a crazy offer, and it's a no-brainer. If you're serious about it, please jump in. And I would love to see you on 24th November in Bengaluru. So all the very best. We want to have Siddharth also coming in. Back to you, Rajiv.
Thank you, Suren. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause?
Rajiv, you're muted. Okay, good.
Thank you, Suren. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for Suren for that magnanimous mission that he has to make India the training capital of the world? I mean, every time I hear Suren share that mission, I get goosebumps, because India always has been the land of wisdom. And somewhere from that 16th century, we've been looking at Western approval for everything. Today, it fills my heart with pride when we have people from US, Canada, Australia staying up all night and attending our workshops online.
Yeah, Rajiv, I want to just add this, Rajiv. So you rightly said, correct? We used to have this Nalanda University. For 8 centuries, people from the world used to come to our Nalanda University, which got destroyed in 13th century. Now, what we are doing is the new Nalanda, where we are creating world-class trainers and coaches, and the world has already started coming, learning from us. And Rajiv, I want to thank you, because I know you could have done 1,000 things. You normally get a Sunday break with your tough schedule, for taking your time just for one reason, to showcase to trainers and coaches what it takes to become a world-class trainer. And I really want to thank you and Bhakti for this initiative. Without you guys, we can't do this. Thank you so much, because I think more than ever, we need to really help our industry. Absolutely. We really need to help our people to become world-class trainers and coaches. Thank you, Rajiv. Back to you.
Thank you, Suren. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Surendran Jayshekhar. Honestly, he is the pioneer of this space. I mean, I don't think most people even understand and can comprehend what does it mean to become a Success Gyan trainer or speak on the platform of Success Gyan. Let me ask you a question and give you a perspective about it. How many of you believe that your content is great, your capability is great, your intent is great, but what you need support on is getting participants into your workshops, into your courses, into your programs, or into your coaching or consulting? How many of you feel you need that? Okay. Now, I'll share my personal experience. From 2006 till 2016, I was building my training and coaching business, and I used to find going out there, marketing, getting clients, a very, very painful experience. Then I used to, from 2014, I started attending Success Gyan programs. They brought Jack Canfield down, they brought Brian Tracy down, they brought T. Harv Eker down, Robert Kiyosaki down. And when I used to attend their programs, Success Gyan used to fill these events with 1,500 people. And I used to wonder, how is this company able to get 1,500 participants for a program? And in 2016, after being a student of Success Gyan for 2 years, in 2016, I floated my first 3-day business space program with 31 participants in the Park Hotel in Bangalore. And I reached out to Suren and I said, Suren, I have attended every single training of Success Gyan. I am doing my first public workshop where I've sold tickets. I have 31 participants. Can you please come for those 3 days as my guest? Observe my training, give me feedback. And at the end of those 3 days, Suren watched me. He saw the impact I was able to create in the lives of business owners in those 3 days. And at the end of those 3 days, Suren took me out in the balcony of the Park Hotel and he said, Rajiv, for the last 4 years, we've been bringing more than 58 international trainers and coaches and running workshops and education events. We've not ever promoted the workshop of an Indian trainer because we are looking at someone who's truly world class. Do you want to be the first Indian trainer whose workshops and programs we promote? For me, that was heaven's doors opening, because an organization that can fill 1,500 people inside a room is the dream of every trainer or coach. And that's how my journey started with Success Gyan. In 2016, July, I spoke at a Success Gyan event with 1,500 people in Bangalore in Manfo Convention Center. And from there on, the journey is just taken off. Today, on a weekly basis, at a business breakthrough seminar of mine, we have 1,500 people on a weekly basis. That's the power of becoming a Success Gyan trainer or coach. Now, is the journey easy to become a Success Gyan trainer or coach? No, it is not. It is not. Suren has an eye for detail. He wants to work only with the best of the best. But if you believe in yourself and you back yourself, because if you can't back yourself, you're not even playing for that dream. How many of you agree? We need to first back ourselves. And if you have the right content, the right intent, and the right capability, trust me, you play this journey that Suren is talking about, and in 2 or 3 years, you will earn that spot of being a Success Gyan trainer and making sure for the rest of your life, you don't have to worry about where are the participants coming from. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, it's a game of lifelong learning. You are the product in this industry. You improve yourself, you work on yourself, you enhance yourself, you will enhance your value. And when you enhance your value, people will value you. That's the rule of building a high impact and high income training and coaching business. So would you like to take this journey with Success Gyan? Yes. Awesome. So we have one more speaker for today, but before we go to one more speaker, many of you have been asking, when is the Game Changers Festival happening? Where is it happening? What is the investment? You've been asking for the details. So is it okay if I share the details of the Game Changers Festival with those of you who are genuinely interested and are willing to back yourself through this journey? Yes. So I'm going to give you that information. If you're a trainer, coach, healer, or you're an aspiring trainer, coach, healer, or you're a business owner who uses training, coaching, and healing as a way of expanding your business, this is a must-attend event for you. It happens once a year, and this year it's happening on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of November. Please make a note of these dates. It's a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 24th, 25th, 26th of November. Now, what is the Game Changers Festival? The Game Changers Festival is India's largest festival for aspiring and existing trainers, coaches, healers, knowledge givers, counselors, consultants, doctors, chartered accountants, anybody who's in a knowledge impartation business. It's India's largest festival. For 3 days, you go through high impact sessions. Okay, you go through high impact sessions and you learn the skills that I mentioned earlier for all of you. You learn skills of how do you build business funnels. You learn skills of list building strategies. You learn skills of how do you optimize content on YouTube, on Instagram, on podcasts. You learn how to optimize and do sales one-to-one, one-to-many. You learn how do you make sure that you are having a strong coaching framework and system to create meaningful impact in your participants' lives. So you go through high impact sessions. You don't just learn, but in these 3 days, we put you in practice groups and role plays. So when we teach you coaching, we make you do coaching to each other and we observe it. When we teach you selling, we make you sell and we observe it. Because like Suren said, Game Changers Festival is the place where Success Gyan wants to identify its future trainers. So we want to see you in action. So we make sure that we teach you and we make you practice the skills then and there and you get feedback. How many of you think that will be a very powerful experience? If you think that'll be a very powerful experience, type out powerful in the chat box. Because you're learning and you are doing at the same time. Now, Apart from learning skills of coaching, selling, marketing, creating your business model, and doing practice role plays and getting feedback, we also work with you on strategy creation for your business model in the training and coaching business. We work with you on the strategy creation of your business model. We work with you also on creating content topics for your social media for the next 1 year. For the next 1 year, you will create content topics for social media on day 2 of the Game Changers Festival. And beyond all this learning, creation, and practice, you will have direct dialogue with the trainers. See, any speaker conference you go to, the trainer is on the stage, the trainer delivers their content, then the trainer goes away in the green room. At the Game Changers Festival, that does not happen. At the Game Changers Festival, you have direct access to me, to Siddharth, to Suren, to Pooja Puneet, to Karan Hasija, to Ashlesh Rao, who's my mentor, and to Chetan, who's the head of my marketing. You have direct access to the trainers. You have lunch with us, conversations with us, dinner with us. You in breaks have conversations with us personally, and we keep giving you recommendations based on where you stand. So you have full access for 3 days to all the trainers. You also will participate in panel discussions on critical topics affecting the training and coaching industry, and you will ask questions to every trainer after their session is done on stage. So there's a lot of audience Q&A that happens, and we also have an open mic evening on day 1 in the evening after the training is done. We're having an open mic where you can share your story, where you stand, where you come from, what's your vision. So we get to know you more. And on day 2, we have a celebration. We party together, of course, without alcohol, because we want to create a safe environment. Majority of our participants are usually women. So we create a very, very safe environment for people over there. So we celebrate together on day 2 in the evening. So this is the highlights of the 3 days of the Game Changers Festival. Now let me tell you who are the trainers of the Game Changers Festival. You have Siddharth Rajshekhar, who's a pioneer in digital coaching in India, and he's also going to be your next speaker here today. You have me, and I'm going to work with you on your selling, on your business model aspects. You have Suren, who's going to break down for you the path of building a world-class training and coaching business. You have Pooja Puneet, who's India's #1 life coach, who's going to break down for you what kind of coaching frameworks and systems you can use to grow your business. You have Ashlesh Rao, who's my mentor. From 2005, he's been my mentor. And for me, it's a great privilege to have my mentor teach all of you what does it take to make a meaningful change in the lives of participants. Then you have Karan Hasija, who's my business partner, who's built the largest business coaching company in all of Asia, who's going to break down for you how do you design holistic frameworks for impact. And then you have Chetan HR, who heads the marketing of Quantum Leap, which is my training and coaching company, who's going to break down for you how do you optimize YouTube, how do you optimize podcasting, how do you create content for marketing. Because if you just go check Instagram and YouTube, you will realize what kind of content and quality that we keep churning out, and it's all the work of Chetan, and he's going to break down that entire system for you. These are the 7 trainers who are going to be covering all these topics of the types of business funnels, list building strategies, optimizing organic content on Instagram, YouTube, and podcasting. How do you scale skillfully, fearlessly, and graciously? How do you design high impact coaching frameworks and systems? And what are the steps to master in this business? So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the trainers and topics of the Game Changers Festival. How many of you feel this is one event that you can't afford to miss, because this is like a finishing school for an aspiring or an existing trainer, where you get real world skills from people who've been there and done that and actually have implemented these things and are going to come and share with you how they implemented and what results they are able to get. So that's the Game Changers Festival. And the objective, the outcome of the Game Changers Festival is this. It's KTO. Everybody type KTO in the chat box, and then I'll tell you the investment. Type KTO in the chat box. You know what is KTO? This is the objective. This is the promise of the Game Changers Festival. The promise of the Game Changers Festival is that we want to help you kill the overwhelm. KTO is kill the overwhelm. Imagine at the end of those 3 days, you walk out with a step-by-step action plan to take your training, coaching, healing, knowledge giving, counseling, consulting business to a next level. A specific action plan to take your business to the next level. That's what you're going to be walking out with from the 3 days Game Changers Festival. Now, to give you the details, when is it happening? I've already given you the date, 24th, 25th, 26th of November. Where is it happening? Make a note of this. This is happening at the Clark's Exotica Resort in Bangalore. It's 9 kilometers from the airport. So you land in Bangalore and you come straight into Clark's Exotica. It's a 3-day intensive experience where we have this entire beautiful property to ourselves, which is Clark's Exotica in Bangalore. Okay. Now we have limited seats because we are close to the event. We've almost closed the registrations. So it's Clark's Exotica in Bangalore. The timing, make a note of the timing, please. On day 1, on 24th of November, registrations open at 10:30 a.m. The festival starts at 11:30 a.m. We've kept the timing starting at 11:30 a.m. on day 1 so that you can take a morning flight. You don't have to waste one day of stay in Bangalore by coming in the previous night. Okay. Registrations open at 10:30. The festival starts at 11:30 a.m. Day 2 and day 3, the start time will be at 9 a.m. We start at 9 in the morning on day 2 and day 3. And we close the festival on day 3 at 6:30 p.m. So you can plan your travels accordingly. You can leave on the same night of day 3, which is 26th of November. So 10:30 a.m. registration start on day 1, 11:30 a.m. the festival starts, 6:30 p.m. on day 3 is when we close. That's the timing. Now, on day 1 night, we have an open mic and a networking event from 8 p.m. So till 8 p.m. is the training. From 8 p.m. onwards, we have the open mic and networking. Day 2, we have a Bollywood night from 8 p.m. onwards. No alcohol strictly. And if anybody violates that rule, we ask them to leave the festival immediately. It's a fun environment. It's a safe environment. It's a great environment of learning, networking, and building your skill set. So these are the details of the Game Changers Festival from a place, from a date, and from a time point of view. Is this clear? If this is clear, type a clear in the chat box, everybody. Now I'll come to the investment. Now, the investment in the Game Changers Festival is 1,20,000 rupees plus 18% GST, which comes up to 1,41,600 because you're getting the best of the best in the country together with this intensive experience. Having said that, we have a today only preview event offer for people who will register today in the 15 minutes that I'm going to give you before I call upon our next speaker. We have a today only preview event offer. For those of you who register today, your investment will be 52,500 rupees, including GST, which is actually 44,492 plus 18% GST. That's going to be your investment for those of you who register today. If you're from outside of India, it's $750. Now, how you register for it is you pay a 10,000 deposit now if you're from India. If you're from outside of India, you pay a $250 deposit, and the balance you pay by which is 42,500 including the GST, you pay by the 12th of November. Now, this amount